right, all right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah Prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely, lovely evening in which the Most High, higher has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. Well, I have a pretty good topic today. Um, and it's going to cover Israel. Oh, let me get it so I make sure I say it right. All my papers, all my papers. Oh, wow. Okay, Israel claims to see, but yet blind. Israel claims to see, but yet blind. I think that there is something very, 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 very strange going on. And I don't think it's just something. I think it's a lot of things happening that's even in the spiritual realm that is starting to be very, very strange. And as I am on this side and not on that side, or not in sleep mode, but I am I'm alive. I'm not dead. I'm living, and I'm starting to see things in a way that is kind of pretty much overwhelm me, very overwhelming. Voices of another that can actually say they see, that can actually say I see, uh, and it's just like, is this another stage in which um, many are just lost, just totally lost, because you can't you just it's strange to me, and it's going to make a lot of sense when I'm done. But that's how confusing it is to me, is to hear this word awaken, and you wonder, what is it one must awaken to? What I am coming to understand is, I'm not coming, I understand that the awakening is not the same as the awakening. Okay. There is a uh, God given spiritual awakening, and then there is a man flesh awakening. That's it. That's it. There is a man flesh awakening to the flesh, and then there is a spiritual awakening that a higher address. Okay. He addressed it because he's speaking to the spirit. He's not speaking to the flesh. So what is being taught all over the media and all these pages is the awakening of the flesh. Because if we were to tell the truth and shame the devil in his face, we would say, if you took 100 of Hebrew Israelite men, you might have 1% that's proclaiming we awakening. What is this about awakening if you still blind and dead to spirit and truth? Can you awaken if you have not awakened to spirit and truth? You can. You can. So when Sister Deborah is desiring to at least hear many or more than what I have heard, which is zero, understand what the awakening really represent. And I'm not speaking of the awakening in the flesh. That is for my title. Israel claimed to see, but yet blind, because they're in the flesh with their awakening. But they have no idea that the awakening, a higher speaketh of, is either him awakening or we awakening. But guess what he's telling us to awaken to? The light. And that's sad. That's really sad. Because if a higher telling us to awaken to the light, well, then what are these men and women on these devil platforms calling this newfound religion the awakening of the Hebrew Israelite? Guess what, you guys? That's the main reason why that percentage of 100 Hebrew Israelite men, okay, it's probably only 1% claiming we awakening. Because if you take the other 11 tribes, they ain't thinking about no awakening. You see what I'm saying? So if you take the tribe of Judah, you might find 1% of the tribe of Judah proclaiming to be awakened. That leads me to understand there is no such thing as the awakening that the Israel, the tribe of Judah, is claiming to see, but yet they are blind. Because the message that I'm going to speak is going to surround what the Ruach HaKodesh want me to enlighten you on. True and out, if you took 100% of the whole house of Israel, you would probably have one. Let's say if we took the whole percentage of the whole house of Israel, you might have one, and not even that. I still lay on that 1%. And that'd be coming out of the tribe of Judah, proclaiming they are awakening. So Sister Deborah mentioned it yesterday. What's the deal with the other tribes? Why haven't they came to any knowledge of this awakening? Why ain't they awakening to what our black men are calling, our Hebrew Israelite men from the tribe of Judah is calling we awakening? And many of our people are awakening. How you want me to let you know? That's the trick of darkness. That is the trick of the enemy. That is, and when he say the enemy, he's not saying so much as Satan is the behind it. Flesh is behind it. Sin is behind it, that we take on the characteristics of Satan and continue to play this same game. Okay? There is not, Ahia says, there is no such thing as we the people are awakening in the house, the whole house of Israel. So Ahia wants me to let you know there's no such thing. Okay? So if you get the tribe of Judah and we just say the whole tribe of Judah, we still dealing with less than 1%. 1% of us as a people in the tribe of Judah is proclaiming the newfound religion. We are awakened. Mm-hmm. Sister Deborah battled with that, you guys, for about almost 2 years now, trying to understand what is this about awakening? What are they talking about, Father? And I come to the conclusion in my spiritual search that they have awakened to stupidity. And that's it. Now that the Ruach HaKodesh said it's time, it's no such thing as an awakening in a higher outside, awakening to the light, spirit, and truth. Because that's the only thing anybody on this earth want to wake up to. It's nothing else. It's nothing else that you want to wake up in this world to proclaim. What do you want to wake up to? You think that you would prefer to wake up to the newfound religion, we the people, based on we awakening? No. Because after you know that you the people, you ain't no different than those who are not the people when it come down to sin, wicked, and evil. You still playing that same role. You're still in it just as high. So Ahaya wants you to understand that awakening is a message to awaken out of the darkness, out of the pitch black, out of the night hour, which is wicked and evil, and awaken to spirit and truth, the light. So all that time, I'm trying to battle with the fact that, Father, how is it they saying they're awakening, Father, and it's just driving me crazy. These people calling this thing awakening. And he was telling me this evening, the more they proclaim they awaken, the more you're going to see more heathens and Gentiles coming up against them. Not because they're really awakening. They got you thinking that. They got you all thinking, they doing this to us now, y'all. They doing this to us now. They doing this because they know we're awakening. Ahaya wants me to let you know that is a lie. And there's no truth in it, he says. None whatsoever. These people are not doing these things to you because you are awakening. How is it and how does it look as you as an individual, the tribe of Judah, awakening, and the whole country don't see nothing positive you're doing in the midst of your awakening? Think about that. Think about that. So how is it I'm going to tell you what he was saying about the heathens and the Gentiles. How is it that you think that they are treating us this way and bad because they see that we are awakening to who we are? Ahaya is saying to you, don't you ever put him in front of you, in back of you, or on any side. He wants you to know every battle you're going to fight in what you're speaking of, your newfound religion, awakening, you're going to be alone. You're going to be alone. And you're going to die by the sword. Because what you did is you took on a newfound religion. You saw something that can work. Okay? You did not pour that out of any biblical book. You took it and you took off running with it. And you took many with you. And they failed in the great falling away that has already taken place. They have fell away. Because you took them so far out in the deep of the ocean, they don't even see dry land. That means they don't see safety. They don't see the light. They don't see security on land. They way out in the ocean trying to swim and calling it awakening. and they don't even understand. Ahia says, you are drowning. You are dying. So Ahia wants you to understand, when you poured this newfound religion awaken, you went up against him, because he spoke of awaken, but not awaken to who you are. Okay, to you, the people, but then have nothing in your newfound religion that shows anything positive that represents him. Ahia said you stole having all these wives. You stole everything, going out in the woods. You stole everything you stole. You took it and you used it to set up your newfound religion, to make people think that it's time for us to do this. You know what you did? You try to override the Father's curse. He wants me to let you know. And I'm going to tell y'all something. All what I just said since I got on here, that ain't even part of my lesson. I'm just telling you because he's speaking straight through me. And I know he's speaking straight through me because I'm learning something as I'm talking. I am learning, Holy Ghost. Yes, Father, I'm learning. And I just thank you. Because it makes... Sister Deborah is a prophetess in the wilderness. I'm not a dead one. I'm not a dead one. I'm a living one. So therefore, I am the one of the ones that he has called for such a critical time as this, to be about his business. And he revealed to me, because my whole topic is Israel claims to see, but yet blind. Because they're riding a stage called We Awakening. We have awakened. And now the world is treating us a certain way. So this is something else he told me while I was doing my study. He said, Deborah, the heathens, the Gentiles, they have no respect, none whatsoever, in this newfound religion, in this new awakening that has been. Because what we did, he said, and he said to me, he said, this is the reason why you as a prophetess taught from the wilderness is having issues with seeing what you see. Because you're trying to figure out, you know that I'm teaching you from the wilderness. You're trying to figure out where are they getting their stuff from. Where are they coming up with this? Because they're not speaking what you've been taught in the wilderness. You see? So you're trying to figure out who's teaching them. If you teaching me, Ahia, who's teaching them? And this is why there's a battle in you. You are battling, and you don't have to. You don't have to, Deborah, battle it. Because I speak spirit and truth in you. You are and have the light. Your whole calling is built up on directing others to the light. Let them know this thing is spirit and truth. This is not and has nothing to do with the awakening of man. He said that they're still today believing within their newfound religion that the system is doing something to them because they come into the knowledge. He said Satan don't have no problem with you because he know you ain't speaking nothing in the light. See, all of you all that have followed the people, guess what? You're going to fall in the same ditch. Just like when he's telling me, go into that word, pull out everybody that was destroyed at the sound of my voice. Pull it out! I'm going to have to do that before this week is out. Why? Because in it even has something to do with what I said yesterday and even today. It's showing you how great the falling away is. See, we would think that the falling away is the heathens, the Gentiles, and everybody. No, the great falling away is a people that Ahia has called And they have fell away from everything that is spirit and truth, and that is the light. You go back to every last one of my videos, I'm constantly telling y'all, y'all, it's the light. It's the light. It's spirit and truth, y'all. Come on, come on. The reason why he said it's not manifesting and the people are not getting it is because they are still blind. They're dead, Deborah. They're dead. They're dying. They're in the midnight hour. They're in pitch dark. And they don't even understand. That's the highest level of wicked and evil. And that's why they can't come out. Because they keep adding on to this newfound religion called We Are Awakening. Ahaya wants me to let you know you have not awakened to no light and no spirit and truth. And as the time go on, the fire in which I son Deborah to speak on, it's going to be burning you on every end. Because you took the multitude of people, a great number as Satan did in the heaven. He took a third to believe him and go his way. You see, 1/3. That's a lot, child. That's a lot, child. That's a lot, child. That is a lot. To leave their first estate in glory. So if you think that the angels that was in glory with the Father, the most beautiful place that could ever be, 1/3 wanted to fall. One angel. Come on now. That's why the great falling away has already taken place. The great falling away is not something for today, y'all. It has already taken place. That's why people won't come in. That's why people won't come in out of the rain. That's why people won't come in and try to swim to dry land. That's why people won't come out of the night. Because the great falling away has already taken place. And there's no turning back. It's a part of a time period in which Ahia had anointed and appointed to take place. And it's finished. It's finished. It's over. It is what it is. But it's nothing that he didn't know about. That's why it was set there. The great falling away was set there. Now, I want to speak on this Hebrew Israelite, the Israel claiming, I'm going to say the tribe of Judah, but Israel claiming to see, but yet is blind. Because I try to piece it together. How could you be a prophet? How could you be a pastor? How could you be a teacher, a bishop, apostle, a preacher, a watchman, a seer, and be all of that and ignore the word of light, the word of spirit and truth? That thing which is so simple, you are blind to. That thing is just sitting right there and been there longer than 400 years, thousands of years. You can't even see it, but you are awakened. How can you be awakened and you cannot see? Ahia wants me to let you know because you are fully blind. You are in darkness and walking therein and finding pleasure doing so. So I've went to the Father several times in the last, say, a year and a half, probably 2 years, saying, well, what is this they calling this thing awakening, Father? I don't get it. Because from what I'm discerning, what I can see, what I can hear, there's no awakening in them, none whatsoever. So what are they awakening to? If they're not awakening to what Sister Deborah is saying, let me tell you something. They're in the midnight hour. And they cannot see the day nor the light. That's why they're in that awakening. It's a religion that has popped up in the last 20 years or maybe 22. And it has led the great falling away. The great falling away wasn't heathens and Gentiles, you guys. It was those who had something to go into. Instead, they fell away from what was right there for them. Yeshua HaMashiach all the time. They fell away from that. And they went into this newfound religion of reawakening. When you look at all the churches and the Baptist, the Jehovah's Witness, and the Pentecostal, and all these different Seven Day, all these different churches, they also themselves, I wouldn't even look at them as a great falling away. Those were people who never had truth. But they did have a taste enough to not continue in it. You see? And it's so much took place. This is why I'm a living witness, a living prophet, not a dead one. Many things took places in those churches. Why? Because the steps that our higher has ordered for those that he have appointed, anointed, and predestined was ordered all kind of places. All kind of places. He said, what? I was sick, you didn't visit me. Looked like he had some in the hospital. I was in prison, you didn't visit me. I was homeless, you didn't feed me. So where he said, he's all over the place. You see? So we can't say the great falling away, and the reason why it was great, because we was coming up closer and closer and closer to the 400 years. But we were so eager to belong to something we had never heard. And we took on it and we created our own idol God, as we done from the beginning of Genesis all the way to Revelation. We have idol gods. Even if it was a bishop, a pastor, a seer, a watchman. You see? An apostle, a prophet. We have idoled them and never knew anything about the light and spirit and truth. So that's where the great falling away, the great part of the falling away, that's why it's called great, large number of people have gotten away from a higher. His light and his spirit and truth is the only thing one can wake up to. You can't wake up to your fringes. You can't wake up to your head wrapped. You can't wake up to look this way and talk this way and act this way and do this. You're going to either have to have awaken to spirit and truth and the light. Let's go there. I battled with it, and he's brought me all the way. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28. He's going to reveal many things. In Deuteronomy 28, chapter 28, verse 34. Deuteronomy 28, chapter 28, verse 34. Ahia is saying something, but he's saying it to those that are in the light. Those that can receive spirit and truth. The reason why he's speaking to a certain one is because he knows already who's who and what's what. So when Sister Deborah is trying to understand, why is it that 1%, just that 1% of the Hebrew Israelites, why is it that 1%, that's how small this newfound religion is, you guys. You all thinking it's big. They got them in New York, Chicago, and California. They all over the place. No, they ain't, baby. No, they ain't. You need to count the numbers. They're not. They're about 1%. of the tribe of Judah that's out here clowning in this newfound religion awakening. Now, Deuteronomy 28, verse 34. He said, go here, and this is where I've been today. It says, so that thou shalt be mad. So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thy eyes. Thy eyes. That means your natural eyes. But who do you think he's talking to that's going to be mad? Not those that have awakening, because they haven't even awakened to this truth here. This light. They haven't even awakened to it. So he's not talking to them, but he's talking to those who are in the light and walking therein in spirit and truth. He's not talking to them. Not one of them on these devil platforms. He ain't talking to them. You see what I'm saying? He's saying something to somebody that he knows. Hallelujah. Sees with the light. You can't awaken them to anything outside of the light and spirit and truth. He says, no such thing, Deborah, as a religion. We awakening. We waking up and they doing this because they afraid because we awakening, baby. Ahia says, there's nothing you are awakening me to outside of darkness. Okay, listen to what he says. In verse 34, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thy eyes, which thou shalt see. I'm going to tell y'all, now listen to what I'm going to say. Outside of those who have heard me cover this, Deuteronomy 28, outside of you all, you don't even understand how blessed you are just to hear the light. Because even this verse here is telling you, he's speaking to. He wants the one, okay, that's going to see the things that he has said. He has prophesied. He has spoken. He's telling it to them. Listen to it. So that thou shalt be mad. He said you're going to be mad. Why, Father? Listen. For the sight of thy eyes, which thou shalt see. He's letting you know your natural eyes is going to see. And you're going to be mad at what you're going to see. You see? And it's a good thing that you're going to be mad. Think about it. Because you're seeing spirit and truth. You're seeing the mighty hand of the Most High, Highest word walk itself up and out. Because he told you. He's not talking to that 1% of Israel who call themselves, we are awakening. Ahia says to me that it's a newfound religion. That's all it is. They have found something, stuck onto it, and that's why they don't want no woman and nobody else to bother them. They want it to be a man thing. Oh, it's a man thing, all right. Go to Isaiah chapter 3, verse 25. It's a man thing that he's going to do. Okay. It's a man thing. I'm going to destroy the men and the mighty men with the sword. My father know he awesome. He know he awesome. This is what you call spirit and truth, you guys. This is the light. Sister Deborah cannot detach herself to a newfound religion called awakening. And I'm going to tell y'all something that you don't know, and I don't care how you take it. It's not an individual on these devil platforms that's not backing that religion up. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Patriots. The newfound religion called Hebrew Israelite, guess who they are? Guess what religion that is? Everyone that's on these devil platforms. proclaiming to be the people. To be the people. And I'm going to share something with you. He was telling me while I was doing the study, he said, Deborah, it never dawned on you why the heathens and Gentiles are not afraid of them. Why is the heathens and Gentiles staring up? And I asked him about that because I knew I can see. I keep telling y'all, I can see them stirring up hate and murdering, and I can see this. He said, that's why they're doing it. See, they don't think that I have any picked out in that. And he see them, they see that the heathens and Gentiles see them stirring up, saying they're awakening. And it doesn't even follow the biblical scriptures, y'all. It doesn't follow the book here. They live in a lie. Because a higher ain't told you was going to awaken to find out who you were. He said, you're going to awaken to the light, to spirit and truth, not to who you are, because it don't mean nothing. That's why the heathens and the Gentiles are preparing the battle for the purge with no respect. That, okay, these are the people, and they find out who they are. They ain't afraid of you. They got do you know when they was talking about, I think they call it defunding the police, that's a part of the purge. That was a part of when the virus come out, we're going to do this. And do y'all know they put that thing already up front? Y'all didn't know they did you. And they proclaimed that. Let me show you how they set it up real nice. They set it up, okay? And they put it in act. It's working, y'all. It's going exact. Y'all, there's no police out. They're not out there no more. Ever since that virus, they're not out there no more. They did it behind the... That wasn't what I was supposed to talk about, but they did it behind the door. And they did an excellent job. Because notice in your state, in your city, they're not out there in numbers. And guess how? Another way they did it. They put it all over the media. All these policemen, they resign, they retire, they quit, to make you think that that's going to be why we don't have a staff. Y'all really put that thing to the pedal. Y'all went in and y'all eliminated a lot of things and put a lot of a black chief, women and men, blacks, in office because they use them to do everything. They are known. We as a race of people, we are known to do wicked and evil for the heathens and Gentiles. We are known to do that. So that's why they put a lot of them up for murder in some cities in Chicago. And a lot of people didn't know that, but that's what they were. That was a part of their preparing for what they're about to do. And believe it or not, there's not police out at all. They out there by that little number. And if somebody was to say something, they would say, all of them quit, all of them retired. That's a lie. That's a lie. It's what they did. It's what they did. And a lot of them took what they gave them and left and retired because they already knew what they had up. They knew what they had up, but we awakening. Our higher said, what are you awakened to? Continue stiff-necked, rebellion, disobedient, and stupidity to even have anything saying you awaken. He said, in this land of your oppressors, the only thing you have the ability to awaken to is spirit and truth, which is the light. Outside of that, you can't awaken to nothing. So what? You awaken to who you are. What? A higher would like to ask you all the question. What have you changed since you awakened? Nothing. You in captivity to a religion that says you're supposed to look, walk, talk, act, and pretend that you're holier than thou, and you set apart. They got ignorant women talking about you got to wear your head wrapped and your hair got to be like this. Let me tell y'all something. I started my two sons when I was staying in Atlanta. I started their dreads. And if I could pull up the pictures and let you see what their dreads look like, you will say, well, what's wrong with their hair? Why theirs don't look like? What our people have done is off the chain. I went into so many different stores and seen how people are walking around with their head like they are a mental patient. A lot of these dreads is not our lifestyle, you guys. Don't let them keep telling you all that. Do your study and see what the tribe of Judah dressed and how they look. They didn't have their head all over the place, looking like a mop that just got stood up on a porch and it just got what is it, frozen, and it's all over the place. It is a sight to see how these women and me, not these men, but these women are sending their children to school with their hair all over that place. It ain't got nothing to do with no heathen and Gentile. It's the mindset. It is not your how would I say it? They got these people. I want you all to take out time tonight or tomorrow and look back at the Hebrew women. You are not going to see the way these people are wearing their hair today. They should not let them work nowhere. Because I'm going to tell you all something. To me, your appearance is very important. Because to me, it tells also what's on your mind. And if you feel that you can just get up and your hair can be all over the place and go on a workplace like that, no. Don't let them tell you the heathen stole your identity. See, that's all. That's why Ahiah said you were so vulnerable. You wanted to belong. And he has suffered this newfound wicked religion called a Hebrew Israelite awakening. Why ain't the other 11 tribes awakened to the stupidity that the tribe of Judah has awakened to? Because you know what? None one of you have ever gave any idea or any credit to the fact that when Ahiah had me to teach Genesis 49, that's way in the beginning, when Jacob told Judah, he's just going to be slowful and lazy. And he ain't going to ever get up. Even when he's the old lion. That means he's going to be like that for many years. And that is what you see today. But yet, they are awakening. They don't awaken to nothing spirit and truth or nothing in the light. Here in Deuteronomy 28, verse 34, it says, so that thou shalt be mad. You're supposed to feel this thing, Ahiah said. Ahiah is only talking to those where? In the light. He ain't talking to people who are in darkness, call themselves talking about having a Hebrew Israelite. And calling it Hebrew Israelite, and guess what? 11 other tribes don't even want to have nothing to do with Judah or anything tribes. So what? Remember, I was asking y'all, have you ever gave that a thought? Why is the other 11 tribes nowhere near us? Don't have nothing to do with us, don't want to have nothing to do with us, and don't claim to have any kin. But yet, you're awakened, but they haven't. You're awakened, and they hate you just like any heathen or Gentile. Come on now, talk to me. Talk to me. It doesn't make sense. Ahiah said it's not meant to make sense when you go on the dark side and create your own theory, your own religion. And you already affected, and in the great falling away, many fell away. They'll never find their way back to dry land because you took them too far out and they believed in you. And they didn't. They idled you. They idled your words. They idled your dress. They idled your look, your talk, your act. They idled your books was lost that you found. They idled every precept, every line, every little here. They idled everything you said and never came to the other side where in spirit and in truth, in the light. Never came over to that side. Stuck their tails over here, and even to today, still riding that mess and can't see. So when he's telling me, he told me this morning, I I've been on this since this morning, you guys, in case y'all didn't know that. When he told me this morning, he said, now, I want you to go back to Deuteronomy 28. I said, I'm in trouble now. He said, no, I want you to kind of refresh you. I just want to refresh you a little bit. And he took me here. He said, in 34, so that thou shalt be mad. Sister Deborah is who he's talking to. The one that walked in light. The one that walked in spirit and truth. That's who he's talking to. He's not talking to the Hebrew Israelite movement. I have sent at least 10 messages to men telling them, lay off all this other stuff. Come on over here to Deuteronomy 28. Understand the end game. They won't touch it. They'll go in it and pull out because they already then took the great falling away out of the presence of Ahia. They already took them out there and left their tails right out there. They left their tails out there. Now, what happened? So when he said, now, Deborah, I want you to look. You see what I'm talking about? I said, I see exactly what you're saying. Because you're saying so that thou shalt be mad, first of all. And then he say, but what, and why am I mad? Thou shalt be mad. But why am I mad, Father? Because what I'm going to see in your own eyes. That means what I'm seeing. And he is 100 because I am already there. I'm mad. I'm mad. And I like that. I love that I'm mad. Because I was going to him saying, but Father, you told me this, you told me this. Why are they doing this? Why are they doing? Father, why they want this? Why they? Deborah, there it is right here. Because the one that's going to be mad is the one that's going to end up glad. Because they can see in the light. They know spirit and truth. They know exactly what he's talking about. So that's what he was sharing with me. Now, watch this here. So he said to me, he said, so that thou shalt be what? Mad. Why are you mad? The sight of what my eyes, which I shall see. Right? He said, no, go back. The sight of thy eyes. So you saying, I'm going to be mad for the sight of thy eyes. So my eyes, my natural eyes is going to see something, which thou shalt see. He's letting me know you are in the light, but you're going to see in the natural. Deuteronomy 28 endgame. You're going to see it. You're going to see it for what it is, not just in this book, you guys, which is spirit and truth. When he break that thing down, when that Ruach break that thing down, that's spirit and truth. He brings you to the light. But he's saying that it's only given to those who are in the light to see. And it's only given to them to be mad. If Israel claimed to see, but yet blind, that's why they can't get mad. See, they can't be mad like Sister Deborah is at the sight of what they see because they are blind, but yet saying they see. We awaken. We understand. We get it now. No, baby, you don't get it. That's fleshly awakening. Fleshly individuals got together and felt that they did not need a higher. We don't need him. We didn't come to the knowledge of who we are. And that's why many of them don't care about counseling the men and letting the elder women counsel the women. They don't let nobody teach these children that's among them. They want to breed this new awakening. The heathen is the devil and the white man. All of this crap. Then Ahia turned around and said, Deborah, didn't you read what I said? It's not you. Deborah, you started before the foundation of the world in your teaching. What are they talking about? You know that already. That's the light, y'all. That's the spirit and truth. So when you hear him talking about, and you shall be mad. Now, what am I mad for? All the stuff that didn't happen in Deuteronomy to us and all that I'm living and seeing, you're going to go mad because what? You're going to see it in the light. It's going to be happening in your eyes, in the natural. And you're going to go mad about it. But you're going to understand it in the light. So you're going to see it for what it is. So when you wonder why the men won't respond and go to Deuteronomy and do the search so they can understand what is actually happening in October 2022, what happened last year, year after, and what's going to happen, they don't want to go there. Because he said, I'm not talking to them. They got their newfound religion. They're awakening. That's why they still chasing their history. That's why they trying to convince the heathens that we are the people, as if the heathens don't know that you the people. Because the way you conducting yourselves in your awakening shows them that you ain't you're more crazy than you were when you got here. In the heathens and Gentiles. This is what the Father said. He said, you know how you always talking about every job you work at, nobody bother you? You know why? It's because that light was in you. That light was in you. You see? They don't understand when I'm greater in you. And I am the light and you are the little case light. The world got to stand down. You always wondering, and I did, 58 years old, I went to the Father, I was crying, I said, I don't understand why everybody's so afraid of me. When I went to elementary, they was afraid of me. When I went to high school, they was afraid of me. Every job I went to seemed like they was afraid of me. He said, no, baby, I had a hedge around you. Hallelujah. I had a hedge around you. That's what he told me when I was 58. So it's no way they're going to do anything. But these people have cranked up a newfound religion and calling it the Hebrew Israelite, and everybody falling under that religion. You could have stayed in the Christian church. I ain't gonna tell you no lie, because Ahia said, "What's the difference? They in the dark, you in the dark. So what difference does it make? Neither one of you walking in the light, nor in spirit and truth. How you like me now?" So this tells you that this here thing is deeper than deep. These people are going to be the ones that's going to fall. And I love what it says in Isaiah. And you probably say, well, Sister Deborah, why would you say that? Watch this here. Because my Father has taught me this thing in the wilderness. And I, even as a young girl, I ain't never looked at him as a liar. When I go to when I go to Isaiah chapter 3 in verse 25, thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty men in the war. That's the nation against nations. That's that purging, y'all. See, a lot of people thinking, they looking at, and you trying to figure out, how is it you're awakening? You have shut down the mouth of women. You have not taken care of your children. You have not taken care of your community. You have not taken care of your house, putting a roof over your wives and your children. You're laying seeds. Look at Nick Cannon and all these other people. The Hebrew Israelite men did the same thing. They got babies all over the place and ain't even taking care of them and could care less. But they are awakening. You see the darkness they are awakening to? They have awakening to, we can have as many wives we can. Let's go get them. New breed. All of them sick. That's why Ahia allowing them to do it, y'all. He said, they already took the great falling away up out of here. I said, oh, wait a minute. Now, Father, yeah, it's over. He said, yeah, it's over. They took it out. They end the great falling away, y'all. And I said it and over on this devil platform. The great falling away has already taken place. And they are the end game of it. They never directed the people to spirit and truth, nor the light. They directed them to all kind of lost books. Oh, they took this from us. They took this. They took this. They took this book out to keep us from knowing. Now they talking about the Mormon book. Is our book. That's why I tell you, y'all better watch yourself. Y'all better not get caught up in that Hebrew Israelite mess. I make sure, and I have, that I stay away from anything they believe. I don't blow no trumpet. I don't acknowledge their feasts. I don't blow no trumpet because I hear the voice of the Father says it's going to be like the days of Noah. They're going to be feasting. You think he's talking about the heathen? You better wake up. People going to be doing that because they think it, because they clowning. They get more and more people added on to them to clown. Why? In Ohio. In Ohio, not in Deborah. In Ohio, the great falling away has already taken place. What's left? Spirit and truth and the light. So this is how blessed one is to just hear spirit and truth and the light. Now, this is the thing about it. Let me continue. Deuteronomy 28 and 65. I'm going to back that awakening up so y'all can wake up and see that awakening they are doing is wicked and it is evil. It has no good to it. And it never gave y'all any thought to it. Wait a minute. How is it they hoop and holler about 12 tribes, but you don't see not one of any other of the tribes? Say if you saw two, you don't see none of them. And nobody in the Hebrew Israelite ever thought of it. Wait a minute, we ain't connected. If you awakening, what happened to the 11 tribes? Because Ahia said they have awakened to their own understanding in their flesh. They never poured up to awaken to spirit and truth. They never poured up, Deborah, to the light. They decide to pull away and form their own. And in the midst of them forming it, he suffered the great falling away, the great falling away to go down by their teaching. Isn't that deep? Isn't that deep? And it makes sense though, because it's like showing you now. You go to them camps and you go visit them, you go to them and you try to sit down and talk to them. I'm talking about any man, anybody, any male. Say if a male that's in the light, a male that's in spirit and truth. These guys will probably fight them, go up against them. Because I remember Marcus, when he told me what they was doing in Texas. I'm so glad he got out. Ooh, a beautiful man. Oh, beautiful man. I think he should be about 67 now. Woo, you talking about nice. Oh, and I never forget. I never knew that man. That man never knew me. And he saw me on YouTube. It was like 2 a.m. He was on YouTube sending me messages, please. But it's a part of YouTube that you can send me a special message where no one can see it, which I didn't even know that could be. And I saw it and I said, wait a minute, somebody here begging me. He said, tell me, prophetess, should I go? Should I go in the morning? It's not the right thing for us to go out and say these things to these heathens and Gentiles. It's just, I feel in danger. I feel my life is in danger. You should have seen when he got out, when he didn't do it the way that they say do it, they gave him a hard time. And him and his wife had to get out because they was putting him out. It was horrible. So it's worse than what you all think it is. So if you, cause you getting on this devil platform, these people got 2,000, 2 million, 200,000. Don't be taken. That's why another reason the Father is showing me how they could tell it can be, say for 100%, they will give the world 80 and give him, no, a higher say. They can give the world 90 and give a higher 10. Have the audacity to come on a Sabbath and give you a word from the Bible. But then all week long, they telling you the issues of the world. All this darkness is if your eyes cannot see it. And your ears cannot hear it. Let me give you the dirt of the world. They compact you with all this dirt and what's going on in the world to the point where they just subscribe. They just get more subscribers and more subscribers and more. And that's the whole intent. Then on the tail end, the 10% on Sabbath, they all get on here and play holy than thou. Or how you said, those are the people, Deborah. They have no light. They have no spirit and truth. They say they see, but they cannot see. They say they hear, but they cannot hear. He said, what does this say in here in Deuteronomy 28? Deuteronomy 28 said, and thou shalt be mad for what thou wilt see, Deborah. What are they seeing? You think I'm mad because of highest curse? No, that's not what I'm mad about. That's not what he's talking about. I'm mad because of the things that's going to take place that he has shown me in the light. And how is these things going to take place? All you have to do is look around your own people and see how they're conducting themselves. To make you mad. I tell y'all over and over and over, these men won't tell these men, okay, we need to get jobs. We need to clean up our neighborhood. We need to try to get our schools open for our children. We need to do it. They won't do nothing. But they have the audacity to kill their women and to be negative. So why would you think the heathen should give you reparations when you over here committing every law beyond the laws in which Ahia even said we're not supposed to be doing? Our men are committing those things, but yet we want the heathens and the Gentiles to know that we the people. How disgraceful is that? These men won't pull up their pants. Now, instead of their pants just sagging when you can see they boxers, now they got it sagging all the way down to their thighs. They're not working. Jobs all over the place, y'all. They're not working. You go outside, even if you go in some of the decent areas, the stores or whatever, men just hanging out everywhere. And let me tell y'all something. Nope, you ain't gonna see a lot of women out there. You gonna see men just hanging out everywhere. They got to the point where 7 to 8 of them be out there from morning to midnight to the next morning. Nobody says nothing. These men won't even clean up their own front yard, letting on their back. These men won't even take their children to school, won't feed their children, put a roof over their head. So when you see them with this new awakening religion, that's about right. Sister Deborah been telling you, we in the midnight hour, and they still over there monkeying around, talking about, we the people. We the people. They took our history. We got to go and search our history. You see how sick they are? They sicker than sick. Say, Ahia, Ahia. Why? Because he wants me to tell you today, they have not awakened. That is wicked and evil. Their religion called awakening. And everybody, he said, that's on this devil platform, they are also connected to that, especially the so-called Hebrew Israelite, the tribe of Judah. You're going to be judged for that. And I ain't talking about come judgment at the throne, where Yeshua going to be standing up, letting you know, you ain't of mine. You ain't of me. I don't see my blood nowhere on you. You see? Because you have started your own religion. You have suffered many to fall away. And right now, people don't even have the sense to desire spirit and truth anymore. They didn't have it then. That's why he said, how could they be awakened? They're not awakened to what I'm saying, that spirit and truth. They're not even awakened to the light. Now, let's go. Deuteronomy 28, verse 65. That's where he wants me to go. Verse 65. And it reads, 65 through 67. And it reads, and among those nations shall thy find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy feet have rest. Praise the mighty Yah. Because Ahia wants me to let you all know one thing. While y'all got y'all tails walking around here proclaiming you Hebrew Israelite, we the people. Ahia said, you do not serve him. You have not worshiped him. You have not served him. You have not honored him. You have been very disrespectful. You are not a representative of his. Let me tell you why he said that. Let me go back to 60, because he was saying it when I was saying it. Verse 65, Deuteronomy 28, 65. And among those nations, and thou shalt find no ease. Neither shall the sole of thy feet have rest, but Ahiah shall give thee there a trembling heart, a falling of eyes, and sorrow of mind. You see how messed up from the floor up you are while you in your flesh awakening. No spirit and truth, no light awakening, but flesh, night, darkness awakening. That's why they keep saying, we the people, what did they say? We have to go search our history. We got to get our history together. I got receipts. If we what they say, if I got receipts that approve our history. We need our history to match the word. You go right ahead. You done messed it up already for many. The great falling away has fallen away because of your stupidity and your nonsense, not bringing the people to the light of the Most High or higher, nor to spirit and truth, but to your books that you keep getting. And they still finding books after books. Now the Hebrew Israelite men not only are the real ones that was really in that Hebrew language and all of that, they done got so ignorant, they denying the book now. And that's what they need to do. Because they ain't got nothing else to bring to the table. To the Hebrew Israelite movement, they ain't got nothing else to bring. All the books that was lost, they say they found. Everything that they have started, this newfound religion, they ain't got nothing else to bring to the table. How you say? Because it ain't nothing else left for their flesh outside of what they already prepared on their plate. Flesh understanding, flesh wisdom, and flesh knowledge, and flesh worshiping. That's why they're concerned about your flesh on your head. That's why they're concerned about your flesh of your dress. That's why they concerned about their fringes being out. And you should see what the clothes they have on. Be falling all kind of ways and just got a little material and threw it around them and just doesn't make any sense. And they trying to worship a higher out of their flesh. But in them there is no spirit and truth. In them is no light, said higher. Clowning. Just clowning. Because they ain't got nothing else to do. Now, that's why they falling away in this Bible. They don't even want to hear Paul no more. They don't want to even hear Genesis no more, y'all. See, this is how. This is exactly what he's saying. Because they ain't got nothing else to feed you all. Now you got the ones that were so into it. Now they talking about, well, we got to search our history. Where do you see that in the biblical word calling prophets to search their history? Woo! All them prophets lost their lives for giving you every word that proceed out of a higher's mouth until you face to face, and you're going to stand on these devil platform and talk about you got to search your history. The heathens got to know we the people. Ahia wants you all to know the number one reason why he say that this newfound religion has totally disrespected him and dishonored him. Because before the beginning, he has always had it in here. I did that to you. I did this curse. I did this. I caused this. I caused this. And they, in their newfound religion, they put him to the side. Y'all didn't know they did you. The Hebrew Israelite movement, the whole overall, I even hear the women, when they begin to teach, oh, they doing this to us, and they doing this to us, and they doing this, and they continue to do this, and they continue. Wait a minute. You continue in your darkness and in your sin. You have no light. You have no spirit of truth. Because if you did, you would know that everything they did, Ahia always had it in this book. Telling you from beginning to end. That's why they don't want to find out what's the end game in Deuteronomy. They don't want to know it until you destroy. They don't want to read that. They don't want to see it, because one thing I believe, they have gone so far away from Ahia, idling one another to the point where Ahia is not talking to them anymore. That's why he said, letting Sister Deborah know that I'm talking to you. That's why you're going to see. You can be mad for what you're going to see. And he know I'm mad. He know. That's why I know he's talking to me. know I ain't no shame in my game. I know he talking to me because I understand everything he said in Deuteronomy 28. Now listen to this. Deuteronomy 28, verse 65. And among those nations shall thou find no ease. So why are you talking about what they doing to you? Why? Why? He gave you the lowdown from the beginning to the end. So it looks like you should have been trying to find spirit and truth. You should be trying to find the light to stand in so the light can shine on you so they won't be bothering you. You see what I'm saying? Because see, people don't understand that. I lived that. I didn't have no issue with nobody. Nobody. They were more fearful of me from elementary to high school, every job I went, everywhere I've been in life. I stepped in a man's prison, hardcore. And they were afraid of me then. Why? It wasn't this, you all. It was the light of the Most High or higher and the hedge around the light that he had in me. Ain't got nothing to do with this flesh. Ain't got nothing to do with this flesh. Give all honor and glory to my Most High or higher for putting a hedge around me all those years. When that hedge came up off of me, guess what? I knew where I was at. Wait a minute, what's going on? What? I could see. But guess what? The light remained. The light remained. I told you all. Strangers, heathens, Gentiles, blacks. Ma'am, you see your glow? I don't care. They says that. People don't know you. Have you they ever come to you tell you that? See, that's why I can't listen to this yang. So let's go here. And he said in 65, and among those nations thou shalt find no ease, neither shall the soles of thy feet foot have rest, but a higher shall give thee there a trembling heart and a failing eyes and a sorrow mind. Now watch this here. What's that? In verse 66, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have no assurance of thy life. That's for those who can read this. You're going to be a mess creep if you won't have the light. You don't have spirit and truth. Sister don't have no problem with being mad because the Father said it. Sister don't have no problem with being destroyed because the Father said it. But what do I have? I have a light that overrides being destroyed. I have the light that overrides me being mad. What do you have? Hebrew Israelites. That's all you got. You have not respected the idea that I have put this information in here so you won't walk into stupidity, and you did it anyway. Not like you didn't know you were going to, but I'm just going to say it. Now, this is something that affects me. In verse 67, Deuteronomy 28, 67, in the morning thou shalt say, would Ahiah, it was evening. And in the evening thou shalt say, would Ahiah, it was morning. For fear of thy heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thy eyes, for the sight of thy eyes. Now he's talking to me. He's back on me. Which thou shalt see. The reason why I like this saying, when it's morning thou shalt say, you wish it was evening, and then when it's what he said, in the morning thou shalt say, you wish that it were evening, and in the evening thou would say, you wish it was morning. That's me. I did that for many years, especially at nighttime. I couldn't. During the evening time, when the sun set and it started to get dark, I'll be saying, I wish it was morning. And in the morning, I always used to say, I wish it was night. It's almost like I was getting days over with. I was feeling this thing, y'all. You see? So I like how he summed it up because it identified me. And he says, and for the sight of thy eyes, which thou shalt see. is where the fear come in, because you're going to see so much in the flesh of what's going on. You ain't going to be able to preach this thing, teach this thing, any of that. You're going to have to either show the people where the light is at or teach spirit and truth. That's it. Ain't nothing else you can do. So what they decided to do is to Israel claimed to see, but yet still yet blind. Blind represents they're in darkness, you all. They're still asleep, and they call themselves woke because they have not awakened to spirit and truth. They have not awakened to the light of the day. They only awaken to the midnight hour and the night darkness. And in that, they formed their newfound religion, Hebrew Israelite awakening. Okay? Now, he says here in Deuteronomy, Matthew's 13. Let's go to Matthew's 13. In Matthew's 13 and verse 16 through 18. Matthew's 13, verse 16 and through 18. Matthew's chapter 13, verse 16 through 18. And it reads, "But I bless are your eyes." Praise the mighty Yah. Praise the mighty Yah. Praise the mighty Yah. 16. Matthew's chapter 13, verse 16. "Blessed are your eyes." See those eyes? That's natural. "For they see." Did I just tell you that in Deuteronomy? That was for me. Why? Because you see my curse for what it is. You don't see the beginning and not the end. You don't see the end, Deborah, and not the beginning. You see it for the way I have orchestrated it from the heaven. I'm not trying to cut into Deuteronomy and make it something that it ain't. I'm just telling you all, I'm not a dead prophetess. I'm a living one. I'm down on the earth with you. So I have no reason to be lying about what spirit and truth, what is in the light. Now listen to what he says here. Matthew's chapter 13, verse 16. "But blessed are your eyes." He's telling this to his disciples. "For they see, and your ears, for they hear." You know what he's talking about? He ain't talking about the spiritual part, y'all. He's telling them they natural. Why? Because that's who are higher ears. When he say you will be mad, Deborah, for the sight of what you will see in your natural eyes. And that's what I see. So if I'm on this Deborah platform saying something about the tribe of Judah, I'm the last one they want to hear. Why? Because I'm the one telling them spirit and truth. Crossing out any and everything they trying to crank up. I heard this one lady talking about, oh, don't wear eyelashes, don't wear makeup. You know what? Let me tell you something. There is so much crap that people focus on, but leave spirit and truth and the light out of everything. Leave it out of everything. Leave people alone. Because when the Ruach comes, he said, you become a new creature. All things pass away. And when that Ruach HaKodesh comes, it coming with conviction of the flesh and the spirit. So therefore, he didn't ask no false nothing to come tell nobody nothing. Stay in your lane because you don't even have a lane to run in. You see? Because, see, everybody want to do the work of the Ruach HaKodesh as if he ain't got a work done already before the foundation of the world. See, if they knew what took place, but I forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot. That comes with spirit and truth and the light. So they wouldn't know. They still walking in darkness. And their darkness is their self-understanding, their self-wisdom, their self-knowledge. You see? Their emotions and their feelings is caught up in their flesh. They can't even discern spirit and truth, let alone the light. If it was looking dead at them, they couldn't see it. Okay? So here he's saying to them, his disciples, but blessed. That's why I say I'm blessed. Because I can hear you guys. And I can see. Not just the natural, but the spirit. Because I walk in the light. And the light walk in me. Okay? Now listen to what he says. Let's go to 17. For verily I say unto you that many, now listen to this, y'all. Listen to this. Verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desire to see those things which you see, Deborah. Have desire to know spirit and truth as you know it, Deborah. See, he's telling this to his disciples who can see in the natural and spirit. They can't see in the spirit yet, but when Yeshua leave and the Ruach come, then they're going to be able to see on the other side. You see what I'm saying? But where they at now, from the teaching of Yeshua HaMashiach, they can hear, they can see. They can see exactly what he's saying. They don't believe it in full-hearted, but they can see it. And he says to them, why? Why is Yeshua telling them they can see and they can hear, and they haven't received the Ruach HaKodesh? Because his job was to not lose the 12 that he had gotten, meaning giving them spirit and truth, giving them the truth, even though they had not inherited yet. So he's given them already. And what happens? When the Ruach comes, the Ruach ain't gonna have to teach them anything. He's gonna bring back that memory. That memory gonna come in them, and they're gonna remember everything Yeshua taught. That you can see, that you can hear. You see what I'm saying? So in verse 17, for verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. You see, these are those in time past. Okay, remember I was telling you how Martin Luther King said he had a dream, and the father asked him what time period would he rather come back in, and he told him the 21st century. You see, wanting to step in Sister Deborah's time to see what Sister Deborah sees. Hallelujah! To hear what Sister Deborah hears. Verse 18, and it reads, hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. Okay, there we go now. He said, hear therefore the parable of the sower. Letting you know, when you're able to understand the parables and the word, don't let nobody in darkness come telling you nothing, because they on the other side. They on the other side. They can't tell you nothing. You see? They can't even understand the parables. They can't even understand the word. They don't even have the key. They don't have light. They don't have spirit and truth. But yet you're going to try to tell somebody something. Not this door. Not this way. You keep it going. You already put out a great falling away already. You fulfilled it for the Most High. He spoke it and you fulfilled it. Tribe of Israel. You fulfilled the great falling away. Ahia spoke it and you fulfilled it. Okay. Now, when you get to Azrael, Azrael. Let's go there and watch what that says. Azrael. Azrael. Yeah. Chapter 9. That's chapter 9 of Azrael. Azrael. Listen to what that says. Chapter 9, verse 8. We're just going to cover that one, verse 8. chapter 9, verse 8. And it reads, and now for a little space. Wait a minute, is this right? And now for a little space, grace has been shown from no, that's not it. Israel chapter. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. I got to get that one. Oh, don't tell me I got it on the. Yes, it is. Chapter 9, verse 8. And now, verse 8, and now for a little space, grace has been shown from a higher Yah to leave us a remnant to escape and to give us a nail in his holy place, that our Yah may lighten eyes and give us a little reviving in our bondage. Now listen to this here. I got it now. Now I got it. Okay, verse 8. Ezra, chapter 9, verse 8. And now a little space, grace has been shown. Yes, it has. From Ahia, our Father. Let's put it like that. To leave us a remnant to escape. A remnant to escape. And to give us a nail in his holy place, that our Ahia may enlighten our eyes and give us a little reviving in our bondage. Right there, he said, he would give us a little light in our eyes so we could see. In the tormented or in the captivity, I would say, that we're in. He's talking to Sister Deborah. But who is he talking to? Those who are walking in light. He's going to lighten our natural eyes so we can see or get a little comfort while we're walking in bondage. Same thing as Deuteronomy 68 and verse 34 and verse 28 and 34 and 28 and 65, not 65, 28 and 60, wait, 28, Deuteronomy 28 and 34 and Deuteronomy 28 and 65 and through 67. It talks about that. Okay? Your eyes going to be able to see. See, this is what I was explaining to you all. The Hebrew Israelite religion can't even see the end game of Deuteronomy 28. And I'm sitting here wrecking my mind. Ahoy! You got it down here too deep. Too plain. You can take this into elementary and them kids will they'll wrap their fingers around this. What's the problem with those who say they awakening? That you can't awaken to spirit and truth of Deuteronomy 28. End game. Because Ahia says here, he may lighten our eyes so we can see. In the midst of what? Our bondage. In the midst of your captivity, Deborah, your eyes shall see, and you're going to get mad. You're going to go mad at what you're going to see. He's talking to Sister Deborah. He ain't talking to everybody. He's talking to the one walking in the light, the mission of his life, in spirit and in truth. Now, we're going to go to Psalms 13. Let me see where I'm at. Okay, I've got to hurry up. Psalms 13. Psalms 13. Let me go there. Psalms 13 and verse 3. In Psalms 13, verse 3, it reads, consider and hear me, O Ahiah, my Yah. I believe this is Paul. Not Paul. Peter. Not Peter. David. I'm sorry. David. Listen to this. Psalms chapter 13, verse 3. Consider and hear me, O Ahiah, my Yah. Enlighten my eyes. He's telling him, he ain't talking about his spiritual eyes. He's talking about his natural. Enlighten my eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death. Enlighten it, lest I sleep the sleep of death, the darkness. Enlighten. And that's what Ahiah is saying in Deuteronomy 28:34. Deuteronomy 28 and 65, 66, and 67. What's that, 67? Yeah, 67. Deuteronomy 28, 65 through 67, and Deuteronomy 28 and 34. You gonna go mad for what your eyes shall see, because I bless you to be able to see the end game, Deborah. It's no way you're going to be able to go mad unless I say you're going to go mad. Because your eyes, your natural eyes, going to see it for what it is. Hallelujah. And you're going to be mad. You're going to go mad. And see, David's sitting here telling him, enlighten my eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death. Let me see, or else I'm going to be dead. Let me see, Father, or else I'm going to be dead. So how he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's saying. So Deborah just didn't understand to the fullness. Well, wait a minute. Why is it I'm a prophetess in the wilderness being taught, and these so-called awakening, so-called people leading the multitude of people all on YouTube, Facebook, and so on, even though it's only 1%? Only 1%. It looks like a large number, but it's not. How you say it's only 1%, Deborah. And they lost without cause right along with them, because they think it's about their outer man. How to practice conducting ourselves and how to blow the horn as loud as we can. How to teach the men you can have as many wives as you please. They had it. Abraham had it. Jacob had it. We can, all this stuff. None of that has anything to do with spirit and truth, nor the light. All of it's darkness, you guys. You all didn't know that, did you? Yes, it is darkness. Why you say that, Deborah? Every last one of Jacob's wives never believed in Yah. Y'all didn't know that, did you? That's why Judah ended up having a little upper, because once Ahiah gave her Judith, when she didn't think she could have anymore, she began to praise Yah then. So that's why Judith got a little favor. Judith. Okay, that's why. Okay, so when you wondering what his thing with Judith, it's because of that little praise she was giving Yah for blessing her for Judith. But the other wives he was having, and the servant wives, all of the other women all up there, he was having it. He said none of them wasn't praising him, Deborah. None of them wasn't worshiping Yah. None of them. So don't go around here, and that's what these women don't understand. Your heart is not going to be for Ahiah. Your heart going to be for that man, to do everything he tells you to do. You ain't going to want to follow Ahiah's rules. And a lot of people do not know, in this midnight hour, there is no play with messing with more than one female and female messing with one male. When you get entangled in all of that, you be swinging, you be The women be messing with each other, the men be messing with each other. I'm telling y'all, kick that stuff to the curb. That is not of a higher, especially in these midnight hours. Okay. Now, in Psalms chapter 13 and verse 3, I hear David saying, consider and hear me. Please, lighten my eyes so I can see. So I won't end up dead. You see? Naturally dead, for real. So give me something so I can see straight through what I'm going into so I won't end up dead. He called it sleep. But then he said the sleep of death. You see? So, he was just asking the Father to make sure he give him some light in his natural eyes to see what's going on. So that's what he said in Deuteronomy 28. It's only for those who can see that I have orchestrated to see. That's why he said the men, Deborah, they're not going to see. He said you can shoot, just like he told me about what took place before the foundation of the world. He told me, Deborah, that's the keys to the kingdom. I don't care how you put it on a post. I don't care how you can break it down like I taught it to you. I don't care how you can show them A to B to Z to E and F and G all the way down to Z. When you're finished, they can't see unless I give them the eyes to see. They can't hear you, Deborah, unless I give them the eyes to hear. I love that. And he told me it was a good thing that I was able to remember all that he had taught me as a little girl and taught me regarding this. And I was trying to put it out but I have come to the understanding you cannot get out one person to see what my Father don't let them see. I have spoke on here probably 20 times about Deuteronomy 28, and I have not seen not one person come up and say and take it from here. You see? No, not one. It's because they can't see what a higher don't suffer them to see. See, everybody thinking everything he said, and here he talking to you. No, he ain't. Why you think these men ain't seen the end game in Deuteronomy 28? Because he ain't talking to them. Because they done walked away from him all this time. They done formed their own religion called awakening and still trying to wake the Gentiles and the heathens up. And they never will sleep. The Gentiles and heathen ain't never been sleep. That's why they know it's something cuckoo pops with the tribe of Judah. Black people. They know you gone. They know you are destroyed. They know you are gone based on your actions. The way you conduct yourself. The way you carry yourself. The way you tear up your community. The way you tear up your cars. The way you slothful. And you run around here and want to make it look like we all Latin. Because we, the children, use the lost darkness of the children that have went on your way as Satan went on his way with his third. Ahia wants you to know that the tribe of Judah has poured another one and started its own religion so that many can worship them like unto an idol. And you all do a great job, an excellent job. Let's go to Psalms 146, and I'm gonna take y'all to the end of this here, you all, and it's gonna pan out really beautiful. Then you're gonna understand. Wait a minute, they ain't awakened. But it's no matter what Sister Deborah say. Like a father said, if I don't give it to them, Deborah, they still ain't gonna see. I'm on my father's side. Psalms 146, verse 8. Psalms 146, verse 8. Ahia opened the eyes of the blind. Ahia raised them that are bowed down. Ahia loveth, give or gave, the righteous. Y'all don't get it, do you? You don't get it, do you? Listen to this. Psalms 146. Ahia opened the eyes. In Deuteronomy, the reason why I'm going to be mad and the reason why I am mad, because of what I see. Why? Because Ahia opened the eyes of the blind who at one time I couldn't see. Deuteronomy 28. Watch this here. And the reason why he did that is because Ahia raised them that are bowed down, praising him, and bowed down, worshiping him. You see, he opened their eyes because they are bowed down, worshiping him. A higher loveth the righteous. Just take love out. A higher righteous. He's letting you know he opened the eyes of the righteous. Hallelujah. For they are bowed down. Hallelujah. He opened the eyes that are blind to it, like anything he teaches me. He's opening my eyes so that I can see what he's revealing to me, because I'm bowed down. That bow down to me make me feel like thirsty for spirit and truth. I'll be thirsty for spirit and truth. I'll be thirsting. And why? I'm bowed down, praising him. Okay? And a higher, the righteous. He let you know, only the righteous shall I open the eyes that are blind. So when Sister Deborah's standing around here trying to wait for these Hebrew Israelites like me and understand Deuteronomy 28 got a powerful end game, they get on all these PlayStation 5 and 4 and these Xboxes and all these Nintendo games and all this stuff, playing all these games and fail to get in the word. Play that game, bro. Play that in Deuteronomy 28. They won't win. You won't win. You can't win that one because you can't get out of it. You see, this going to be gone. Sister Deborah, every time you turn around, or how you showing me something right back there in Deuteronomy 28. Can't get out of it. Can't win that game. Because it's not a game you're going to win. It's not a game you're going to come out of with victory. It's not a game that you're going to complete, because he said you're going to go in as the same way you're going to come out. You're going to go out. You're going to go in a slave, he said, and you're going to come out a slave. So when you thinking that, oh, no, we supposed to be defeating this, oh, we got to find our history. We need reparations. We need this. You want reparations, but you don't want spirit and truth. You want reparations, but you don't want the light. That shows you how sick they are. I wouldn't myself be talking and discussing no reparation toward no Hebrew Israelite man or woman. I wouldn't even be doing that. They ain't walking in nothing in righteous, in spirit and truth, in the light. But yet you think that you should get something. Y'all need to wake up. No, they don't need to wake up, because they need to be where a higher said they're going to be at. So we're going to go to Psalms 21. Psalms 121. Psalms 121, and it reads verse 1 and 2. Psalms 121, verse 1 and 2. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. The natural eyes has to know that the help is coming. Those are those he just said are the righteous that's bowed down. Hallelujah. In Psalms 146, verse 8, those are the ones. Listen to this. Psalms 121 and verse 1 and 2. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. Praise the mighty Yah. My help cometh from a higher, which hath made heaven and earth. You see, why are we looking into Hebrew Israelite religion? That's all it is. And it's a horrible one. Because whenever something come up and tell you can have wives and lusting and whoremongering, this one man called himself Dowd. He got so many men that done left their first wife with children and land on his plantation. And they so ignorant. Anytime a man can tell you to back out of your marriage and you got 8 babies, something wrong with you. So Ahiah said, Deborah, did I get them when they was hanging from the tree doing slavery? When they was them heathens and Gentiles was hanging them on the tree, did I come and let them down? Y'all better think about that. Think about that. What have they seen me come to deliver them out of? You know why, Deborah? It's because this is real. I told them this was me doing this. Still today in the year 2022, Deborah, they still blaming the heathens and the Gentiles. After I done told them it was me. Once they see that I was the one, then they'll repent and bow down and worship me in spirit and truth and in the light. But they're not, because they instead are taking me at my word, Deborah, taking me at my word. They went into the word, pulled out boats and ships only. They didn't pull out how I loved and I cared for them. I gave and gave them in the beginning. How I was concerned about them. I wanted to be all to them. They didn't pull that out, Deborah. They went straight to the ships. This is our newfound religion. We, the Hebrew Israelite, Jacobs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacobs, and forsaken the light, forsaken spirit and truth. Okay, now we finna go into Revelation. Revelation chapter 3. Revelation chapter 3, verse 18. Let's see what it said. Revelation chapter 3, verse 18. What does it say? Revelation chapter 3, verse 18, and it reads, I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire. Hallelujah. In the fire. Meaning you got to go through somewhere. You got to go through something. You see, to be refined as gold. And it's going to be tried by my fire, Ahiah said. And it's not like the natural fire, y'all think. It's talking about his fire. You know, that thou may be rich in Ahiah. See, people think it's about being rich on the earth. Ahiah said, you go and play that game. Go and be about you. It ain't about that. Okay. And white remnant, that thou may be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear. And anoint thy eyes with eyes, what's that? Eye shave, that thou mayest see. Now, why is he's going to anoint the eyes? Because they've been tried by the fire. You see, they are bought of me gold. That's Ahiah. They go to Ahiah. They tried by his fire. And he says, anoint thy eyes. You know what he's talking about there, you guys? Notice the eyes. Those are natural. Yeshua is speaking, John is speaking on this, but notice that the eyes is natural. So you can see spirit and truth of his word and the light that is in front of you, that's guiding you. So he got 2 ways he's doing to his. He's guiding you in the spirit by his spirit, and he's guiding your flesh by the light, that your eyes may see his light. You see? So he's guiding both. This is what Sister Deborah been trying to say to you all about getting the flesh under the subjection to the spirit, because the spirit will be the first guide. It is willing to follow Ahiah. But the flesh has to get under subjection to it. Once the flesh get under subjection to your spirit, guess what? Ahiah is already in your spirit. Then your flesh begin to see. And he'll anoint your eyes to see. what is spirit and what is truth. And you can see in the natural the light, and you continue to walk therein. That's where you be able to discern people. You'll be able to know this, and this. And you'll be wondering, many people have the gifts already. And they be trying to figure out, how did I know that? Oh, wow, I knew that. That's why. Because you're already anointed to receive these things. Okay, now here we go to showdown, y'all. Here we go. First Thessalonians. Let's go there. First Thessalonians, chapter 5. And this is where we're finna balance it out right here. First Thessalonians, chapter 5. Okay, and verse 4 through 6. First Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 4 through 6. Okay, and it reads, "But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief." Verse 5, "Ye are the children of the light." Okay, and the children of the day. See, he's calling it the children of the day and the children of the light. You see, watch this here. "We are not the night, nor the darkness." Verse 6, "Therefore, let us not sleep as do others." What does sleep represent? You're dead. I mean, you're in darkness. You're blind. Okay? Because if you sleep, can you see? Well then. Okay? "Therefore," in verse 6, "let us not sleep as do others. Let us watch and be sober." Okay? Verse 7, "For they that sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night." You have to understand, when Sister Deborah is telling you it's midnight, that's wicked and evil. The night is darkness, you guys. It's wicked and evil. That's not a place you need to be. And don't just look at like the night of the night as the sight. He's using it as a way of not being amongst sin and wicked and evil. Now, just looking here, he's speaking, and he's ministering to the brothers. He said in verse 4, "But ye brethren, are not in darkness, that day shall overtake ye as a thief. And when does the thief come? When does that thief come? In darkness, in the night. And he's not talking about, it's the night is wicked and evil. And I'm not talking about like the night as the midnight, as the night. I'm looking at evil and wicked. That's what I'm calling it. The thief does wicked and evil. Okay? Now, verse 5, "Ye are the children of the light." See, that's what the Hebrew Israelites didn't understand, nor do they see, because they don't walk in spirit and truth nor the light. They don't understand that Ahia is not coming from the house of Israel as if no matter, all of y'all going, no matter what. No, he's coming for those that are the children of the light that is in Israel. You see, Father, y'all, they need so much help. And I don't even know if you're willing to, and I don't, no, he's not coming in this day and time to give you no type of help outside of letting the curse be fulfilled by destroying you in your mind. Okay, now he said, "Ye are the children of the light and children of the day." See, the children of the light and children of the day, that's who he is. That's what he represents. So this is how he's calling you are the children. Now listen to what he said. "We are not the night, nor the darkness," meaning we are not the children of the night, nor of the darkness. So when Sister Deborah is talking about light, like he's talking about the children of the light, and I'm saying go into the light, y'all. We got to be in the light. You have to be about the light. Let the light lead you, spirit and truth. And Sister Deborah is telling you a higher side, not Sister Deborah's side. I'm telling you, it ain't no side with Sister Deborah. Sister Deborah ain't got no side to own. I'm on a higher side. I'm on a higher side. Okay? And he said here in verse 5, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 5, ye are the children of the light and the children of the day. We are not the children, I'm going to say that, we are not of the night or the darkness, okay? So he's actually letting you know that there is a difference. The children that's of the day and the light is a higher. The children of the night and the darkness are of wicked and evil. You see, it is not connected to the children of the light and the day. Somewhere you're going to have to get it. You're going to have to get it. Somewhere you're going to have to get it. Okay. Now, the next one was Romans chapter 13. Let's see what it says. Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. Chapter 13, verse 11. And it reads, and that knowing the time, that now is high time to awaken out of sleep. It's high time to awaken out of sleep. Let's continue. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. He's talking to those that already believe. It's time to awaken out of your sleep, any darkness. Wake up out of that darkness. When you sleep, it is dark. Wake up. Your salvation is near. It is nearer than when we believe. It's nearer than when we believe. So he's telling those that are still in some sort of darkness, because they still sleep. He said, awaken. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. So we have to understand this sleep that the Hebrew Israelites are stuck in is stupid, wicked and evil, darkness, night, sleep, no light. And he's saying, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. See, you already believe. So meaning he says, turn from all that other sin, that darkness you might have in you. Because the time is near. Turn from it. Time is near. Sleep represents darkness, night. Turn from it. You already believe. Don't keep going in it. Or finding a way or some type of time in it. Why? Because our salvation is nearer. Get your butt over here and stay rooted in the light. You already believe. Stop going to and fro. Okay? Now, here go another one. Let's go to Ephesians. Ooh, how could that be? That cannot be. Oh, yes, it can. Okay, hold up 1 minute, please. There you go. This here is Ephesians chapter 13. Ephesians chapter 13. We're almost done, you guys. Almost finished. Ephesians. I think I did that again, didn't I? No, Ephesians chapter 5. Ephesians chapter 5. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 13 and 14. And it reads, but all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light. Reproved are made manifest by the light. Watch this here. For whatsoever doeth make it manifest is light. That's where we need to remain. I don't care what no Hebrew Israelite movement are doing and what they say and how good they teach and what they believe and how many books is lost and how many is found, how they precept, how they line, how they little here and little there, how they wear their head wrapped tight, how they wear their head wrapped loose, how they wear their fringes, how they wear their jewelry on their neck saying Yah and on their in their ears saying Yah and all the things that they're doing. Don't go that way. Let them go on and keep their religion to themselves. Ahaya ain't never been a religion. First of all, he is spirit and he is truth and he is the light. Now hear this here. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 13. But all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light. For whatsoever doeth make it manifest is light. Verse 14. Wherefore he said, awaken thou that sleepeth, and rise from dead, and Christ shall give thee light. That's that power gonna give you some light. Notice it ain't saying Yeshua. It's saying that power gonna give you some light. But he's telling you to what? Awaken thou that sleepeth. See, people who are sleeping, like the Hebrew Israelite movement, thinking awakening means their religion. That ain't what he's telling you to do. He said, awaken. Oh, no, he said, verse 14, wherefore he said, awaken thy sleepeth and rise from the dead. Now, wait a minute. Hold up, Father. First of all, it looked like they was just sleep. You saying sleepeth. But then you said, and rise from dead. See, not only does sleep connects with dead and dead connects with sleep, and they connect with night and darkness. But he's saying, awaken thou that sleepeth, and arise from the dead, and Christ shall give thee light. You see that? Wake it out of the sleep. It's dealing with Christ and the light. He didn't tell you to start a new religion. This is what he said they did. They took it and they ran with it and made it a newfound religion called the Hebrew Israelite. And many fell into the great falling away during that time. And even to today, many are so far out in the deep blue sea and don't see no dry land, none whatsoever. So see here, even here, it's saying, it's connecting, awaken thy. Where do you see where it says awaken thy to you knowing that you Jacob's children, you the people, we the people, we the children? That's not what he's saying here. He's not saying that. He spoke of it in the other verse. You are the children of the light and not the children of dark. Separating it. You see? And if you think for 1 minute the Gentiles and the heathens are the ones he's talking about, no, he's talking about you running around here talking about we the children. We got them in the light and we got them walking in darkness, but 99.9 in darkness. That's why the broad gate is so broad, because many of them gonna go into that direction. And the narrow gate is so narrow, very few. Okay, so here he's even connecting. He's connecting sleepeth and rise from dead. Hebrew Israelite movement should have risen out of their sleep out of their dead, slothful, slumber mindset. Okay? And Christ shall give. Now see, this said Christ gonna love you. It said Christ shall give thee light. How Christ gonna do that? Because Christ is the right hand of the Father. So that's why the Hebrew Israelite is in a whole bunch of trouble in what they did. It's even just as worse as what them coming over here 400 years. But it ain't a situation of how you didn't know they were going to do this. He knew they was going to do the same thing they always did. That's why they don't know what took place in Genesis 1 and 2, chapter 1 and chapter 2. That's why they don't know nothing about that. It's sad. So, because it seems like the first chapter, you should at least be able to how would I say, master. If you ain't master Genesis chapter 1, the first chapter in Genesis chapter 1, let me tell you something. You messed up on the floor. And this is why you don't understand nothing he's saying now. Because you sleep, you dead, you in the midnight hour, and you in darkness. Okay? And then he said, and Christ shall give thee. So this light ain't something that you just gonna run around and get. Now you are a lowercase light as a spirit, as an image of Yah. But the light that they trying to get y'all to get is the one that's going to cause you to see in darkness. You're going to be able to walk in darkness. And that means all is wicked and evil. You're going to be able to kick addictions. You're going to be able to defeat drugs, alcohol. You're going to be able to minister to people so they can be delivered. You see what I'm saying? That's the light, y'all. Bring people out of darkness into a marvelous light. Even the ministry should be about bringing people out of darkness into the light. You got this old drawed up man, Geno Jennings, talking about baptizing. So what? They go down a wet devil and come up a driver, or go down a dry devil and come up a wet one. What difference does it make? They still in darkness. You ain't offering them no light, none whatsoever, no spirit and truth. But traveling the whole world, talking about 100 went down in the name of Jesus Christ. What do they have to do with the light? You see, we have the power to usher the light to the people, but we have to be the light that's set up on the hill or on the mountain that the world may see and know that Ahia have those that represent him. So how are we going to claim we the children, we the true Jews, but have all the darkness in the world upon us, in our actions, in our acts, the way we conduct ourselves? Our men have one of the highest level of wicked and evil darkness on them, and we run around here want to praise them and put them on pedestals. And the whole world see that they ain't who they want us to see that they are. But we see it all over the world, the way our men are conducting themselves. Now, let me tell you what the Father told me. And I kind of laughed at it. I laughed at it like Sarah did when he told Abraham she was going to have a child. But I kind of laughed at it. I said, that's pretty deep, Father. That's pretty deep. That's pretty deep. He said, if our men would have shown some sort of light or respect or honoring and worshiping him, that's the only thing that the heathens are afraid of. Only thing the heathens and Gentiles are afraid of. It's not that we, the Hebrew Israelites, not because we Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not because we the true Jews. If they was afraid that we was the true Jews, we was the Hebrew Israelite, and we were all let in something, guess what? Guess what? If that was supposed to be so powerful, why are we still stuck and stupid? And they already know truth. But we the ones stuck and stupid. Because we still stupid. We were stupid when we came over here. We're going to be stupid when we leave. Because we turned to idols instead of turning to the light and spirit and truth, which is the most higher as our Ahaya. We shouldn't have been idle in one another. We shouldn't have been idle in all these men in the Hebrew Israelite movement. We shouldn't have been idle of these women. We shouldn't have been idle nobody. But we did it. But that was in our nature since Genesis. Our forefathers been finding something to idle outside of the Most High Ahaya. They've been running to a glass of water. Oh, it's going to be my God. Let's worship it. That's how deep it is, y'all. Y'all might not even believe that's how deep it is. And that's what bothers the Father. Y'all get anything and worship it. Y'all don't care if they don't spirit and truth. Y'all don't care if they don't have the anointed, if they're appointed, if they predestined, if they hold the light, if they know the way to the narrow gate. You don't care. You just want to follow you a God. You want to follow somebody on YouTube so you can idol them. And that's what made the minds on YouTube be all, how would I say it? These minds on YouTube is so bent and broken. I ain't never in my life seen so many clowns on one page. And that's YouTube page. Facebook page. Clowns! Nothing they doing is representing the spirit and truth, nor the light. And if you heard what Sister Deborah was saying, this is showing you what you're supposed to wake up to. The light! You're waking up to what they say. All kind of sin and wicked and evil. Why? Because they sleep. That's darkness. That's wicked. And that's evil. Sister Deborah started saying, y'all, we in the midnight hour. Y'all, we in the midnight hour. And I'm like, wait, Father, they still doing it. He said, Deborah, they ain't even gripped that I cursed them for all the things that they done. They had 400 years to catch it. And now they come out after the Gentile time is up talking about, we the people, we awakening. And they ran off and opened up their own religion. Instead of running this way to spirit and truth. Instead of running this way to the light. They ran this way and started their religion. Now, this is the last verse. And we're coming from, which one I want to do? Let's go to Isaiah. I might do Isaiah. Isaiah 52. Let's try Isaiah 52. Isaiah chapter 52. I might do one more after that, and I think that'll be it. Isaiah 52 and verse 1. 52 and verse 1. Now listen to this. Y'all, this is what I want y'all to really understand. Now, I'm gonna read this here, and I know y'all might not get it. Then we got some sharp ones in the live chat. They might get it. Isaiah chapter 51 and verse what was that? 1. Isaiah 52. I'm sorry. Isaiah 52. Okay. And verse 1. And it reads, awaken, awaken, put on thy strength, O Zion, put on thy beautiful garment, O Jerusalem, O holy city. For henceforth there shall no more come unto thee uncircumcised and unclean. Who do you think in the live chat, who do you think he's talking to? Anybody in the live chat? First, I want you all to understand he's also here and he's talking about Israel. the land. Okay, he's talking about the land as well as the people. He want see y'all did not know the land got in trouble. Did y'all know that? Even though it was holy ground, it got in trouble. Did y'all know that? Did you all know that the land got in trouble because it allowed you all to pollute it and do the things that it did? So Ahiah pretty much kind of cursed the land too. So he wants the land to understand I'm bringing mines over. Okay? I'm bringing mines over. So awaken. Get ready. I'm bringing mines over. And this time, there shall no more come into thee uncircumcised and unclean. He's talking to the land. See, when you realize that Ahiah is about what he say what he's about. He said that after we had left that land, it was desolated. It was polluted. People pass by and don't even claim it. So also that also should put a pin in the butt of the men that call themselves Hebrew Israelite men to question, are those Jews over there on our land? Or are they over there near the promised land? Because Jeremiah, Ezekiel, and Isaiah said it is desolated and it is polluted. So those that are over there, they have to be somewhere near it. They can't be on it. Because it's spoken how it's going to be desolated. Many going to walk and they're going to see it, but it's going to be a land that's just messed up from the floor. Because Ahiah is even going to charge it. Come on, let's get it right. I'm bringing mine home. He's going to talk to it. He talked to the land like he talked to us. Especially when we was on that land cutting up from the floor. He told it, he was saying some things to the land like the land was light, and it was holy. It was holy. The land was holy. It was a land floating with milk and honey, the richest land on the face of the earth. And let me tell you something. If they think they got it, and Africa think they got it, and they think they got it, you know, you should know Ahiah better than that. Don't nobody have the promised land. Oh, no. Nobody has the promised land. Okay? That's just what we've been taught and we believe, and we keep telling each other, oh, they on our land. They took our identity. That was enough right there in itself. When they took that identity, and when they took that identity, it was all right in the eyes of Yah. We didn't have no identity after we got messed up from the floor. He knocked Abraham straight out to the point of death just to tell him, Abraham, your seed is going to go over to another land in which they know not of, nor the language. Woke Abraham right back up, and that was it. Why did he have to do that? Because he didn't want Abraham to know the fullness of what we were going to do. And ain't that sad? He didn't tell Abraham, they cutting up from the floor up. Abraham, they gonna be doing this against me. Abraham, all the way to the end, they gonna do. No, he didn't tell Abraham that, but he knocked Abraham tail out to the point of death just to tell him that his seed is gonna be somewhere else. He woke him up and left him there. Didn't put the burden on him. Didn't put that burden on that man. He couldn't have handled it no way. You see? So anybody have any questions? Okay, Sister Deborah has covered that lesson, and I hope you all got something out of it and understand it is no such thing as the awakening of the Hebrew Israelites. Israel claimed to see, but they are blind. And except Ahiah bring light in the midst of them, and spirit and truth, they should rest. in the total destroy here in game of Deuteronomy 28. So I, Sister Deborah, would like to say I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And I pray that and hope that you all got something out of it. And I say unto you, you have a blessed uh, evening. Uh, and I will be back. So I, Sister Deborah, says, Shalom and shalom.